This review was made possible by contributions from viewers like you.
To review a movie, it kind of is my duty. I doubt this will go smoothly, but happy Bob Shoween.
Is he cheering or complaining, ranting or exclaiming? At least it's entertaining, so happy Bob Shoween.
Shocks.
Fox.
The box. So get the popcorn popping, we'll get this review hopping. You know there's just no stopping, because it's Bob Shoween. Hey guys, I am about to go off and see the new animated Addams Family movie with Raven, and I'm looking forward to it, but, you know, little Mr. Critical Me, I have to have a few thoughts about it. Mainly, I am kind of sort of confused by the use of language in the movie. In the very first teaser, we have Gomez and Morticia entering what would eventually become their home, and they say, "It's hideous, it's horrible." You know, like any normal person would use those words. I would think that if they're going to be saying those words, it's either going to be like, "It's hideous, it's horrible," as they're looking at something legitimately awful and, you know, just enjoying it, or they're looking at something cute and sweet and they're disgusted by it. Like, it's hideous. As they're talking about a cute little kitten or something, I don't know. Yeah, I know I gotta keep an open mind about this. Maybe it's just a weird teaser, I don't know. But, yeah, otherwise I am looking forward to this, and I have been for a while now. Anything you want to add, Raven?
I'm looking forward to Charlize Theron playing Morticia. I liked the music that I heard in the trailers, and I'm really looking forward to Snoop Dogg playing Cousin It. I'm excited. Let's go.
Yes, ma'am. See you guys in a bit.
Au revoir.
Easy, Gomez. Easy. Wow, was this a letdown. First of all, the animation is way too bouncy, and all of the normal people look just as weird as the Addams is. Oh my god, look at those strange people! They look just like everyone else!
Except they're dressed in black.
Oh my god, they're dressed in black! So much edge! The movie opens with Morticia making herself up with the ashes of her parents. It doesn't matter where she goes, her parents are always with her. Did you like that? I hope so, because it's the most intelligent thing that this movie does, and I just made it up. Not the makeup thing, that's real. I just made up the thought process behind it. Every other joke in this movie is, "Oh, that Addams family. They like things that most people don't." Hell, Raven and I experienced more Addams-y humor back when we were on vacation last August. I would very peacefully wake up to...
And I regularly sleep through this.
I dare you to tell me that you're not laughing at that right now. Anyway, we continue with Gomez and Morticia getting married, and the preacher sounds like Gomez from the 70s cartoon for some reason. You put the lime in the coconut and now you're married.
God, I hate that voice.
We all do.
And the lime and the coconut? What is that? They couldn't have done hand fasting or broom jumping? Something they could have made Addamsy?
But then the villagers come and wreck the wedding. Gomez very quickly kisses his bride to make it official, and I'm pretty sure he kisses her only one other time in the entire movie.
I'm sorry, but if you have Gomez and Morticia, you have passion. That's who they are as a couple. And don't tell me it's a kids' movie and they can't see two people kissing each other. We don't want to see them having sex in front of their kids, but it's healthy for kids to see their parents being into each other.
They escape and want to move away to a place that's horrible and corrupt, where no one would be caught dead. So they go to New Jersey. I'm sorry, but I never understood why Jersey is Hollywood's punching bag. To all New Jerseyans, you have nothing but my sympathy.
Former truck driver here. Jersey gets no sympathy from me.
So they're driving around looking for a new place to live.
Through heavily forested mountains that look more like the Pacific Northwest. There are no mountains in Jersey.
And then they run into Lurch, who in this movie is not a Frankenstein monster, but just an escapee from some mental asylum. And then they move into said mental asylum? I don't know, it's never explained if Lurch escaped from what would eventually be the Addams house, or if he came from a completely different mental asylum. If he was living there, why? Should he be in an asylum that has, people working there? But, okay. Retconning the Addams family mansion into a former mental institution? That could be interesting. A creepy old mansion full of padded cells, decrepit operating rooms, rusted instruments used for doing God knows what. Yeah, they do nothing with this mental hospital. It's just an old house. Lame. So they get themselves settled in and raise two adorable little deviants, despite the house insisting that they get out! Nothing comes of this either. Lame. And they spend the next 13 years raising little Pugsley and Wednesday in complete isolation from the rest of the world. Now is when the jokes really start to fail. Pugsley throws an axe at Wednesday, and she makes it a point that she never misses. If you never miss, then how is Pugsley still alive? And no, the movie never reveals how these two kids can torture each other and still be perfectly fine. You'd think that that would be addressed in this day and age when kids' movies have to deconstruct themselves at every possible turn, but whatever. Suddenly, Wednesday hears a strange sound coming from outside of her gate. What could it be? Ching ching! It's a little girl riding her bike from the town at the bottom of the hill. Why did she ride her bike all this way? Because. Gomez, meanwhile, is preparing Pugsley for his saber mazurka, a sort of coming-of-age ceremony like a bar mitzvah. And Morticia points out that everyone he invited has threatened to come. You can't threaten to come somewhere if you were invited. Wednesday comes in and wants to know what's outside beyond the gate. Oh my god, they turned Wednesday Addams into a Disney princess. Lurch turns on the TV while he's doing dishes, and it's here we meet the villain of the movie. A perky, attractive, blonde woman! What works for the Emoji Movie should work for this movie, right?
I was way more creeped out by her big hair. I'm from the South, where big hair means bad intentions. Aw, bless her heart.
Smiler here runs her own home makeover TV show, and she's showing off how she made over the entire town, mostly in pink.
Pink. The color of evil.
And what do they call this town that she's made over in her own image? Assimilation! Subtle! What year does this movie think it's set in? All the pop culture jokes clearly set this movie into current year, so why are they trying to make it look and feel like the 1950s? In the wake of Smiler announcing her season finale, a red balloon slowly drifts up to the Addams house. Of course, this leads up into the scene that's in every trailer.
Wednesday, what do you have there?
I'm not sure.
Strange. There's usually a murderous clown attached to the other end of these.
Wednesday doesn't know what that is.
Yeah, like she doesn't know Stephen King.
But she does know that it makes her feel opposite of sad. You can hide behind that grim facade all you want, Wednesday, but you know what happiness is, because your loving and doting parents make sure that you know what happiness is. Gomez decides that they need to go down and meet the new neighbors because... Yeah, let's just ignore how they're supposed to be afraid of the world, hence the whole isolation for over a decade thing. So they're walking through the town and absolutely everyone is horrified at them. And again, this doesn't make sense because this is the year 2019, which at worst should elicit a response more like, oh god, here we go. Ooh, look at me, I'm so dark and unique even though I and all my friends shop at the same Hot Topic. If the movie was set in the late 30s when the comics were first published, then that would be fine. Back then, the Addamses actually would shock the average Joe. But nowadays? Oh hey, look at them. Must be a horror convention in town or something. Gomez goes into a coffee shop and asks, what do you have that's dark and bitter aside from yours truly? How the hell can you have this kind of upbeat optimism and refer to yourself as bitter? Not to mention, he says this after greeting everyone in the coffee shop. Hi, I'm bitter. Hey there, I'm angry about something that happened in my past that I can't quite get over. How you doing? after meeting up with his family again with nothing but a filter full of dry coffee grounds. Because Addams. They come across a bunch of kids singing about, what else? The joys of conformity! The town is literally called Assimilation. We know that these people are kind of into following the crowd, and this is gonna come in direct conflict with a family like the Addamses. How stupid do you think we are, movie? They bump into Smiler, who offers to give their house a makeover for free, so they take her and her crew up to the house to check it out. They need to cross the bottomless pit that's in the wine cellar. Why would this be a feature in an insane asylum? So Morticia makes a bridge out of thousands of spiders that she has under her dress.
Okay, Morticia wouldn't be afraid of them, but spiders and bugs aren't her thing.
First Mockingbird Lane turned Marilyn Munster into Wednesday Addams, and now this movie is turning Morticia Addams into Lily Munster. And then she says, we call this surfing the web. No, you don't call that surfing the web, because you don't know what the web is! Meanwhile, Wednesday and Parker, the little girl from before who also happens to be Smiler's daughter, are hitting it off nicely enough, and now Wednesday wants to go to school. Up until now, she was cage-schooled. So she goes to school with Parker, noting how it's a children's prison. And as a children's prison, she doesn't take comfort in how similar it feels to her being cage-schooled. Then she runs into, another pretty blonde girl! When will the horror end? For a movie that's trying to say it can't judge a book by its cover, it sure does like jamming other stereotypes down your throat. Anyway, she takes a moldy old sandwich and a cup of soda and drops it into Parker's backpack for absolutely no reason. And Wednesday interprets this as the antagonism that it is, instead of thinking that she was just giving Parker a snack. And then she says, I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. As sheltered as you are, Wednesday, you're not supposed to know that reference. Parker suggests that Wednesday not go after her, with which Wednesday complies. Instead, she says that she's going to go after the establishment. The only establishment you know are your parents, and you seem like a perfectly well-behaved young lady, at least by Addams standards. Why are you suddenly rebelling against the establishment? This whole movie's like Tim Burton for stupid people. Speaking of which, time to rip off Frankenweenie by bringing a dead frog back to life, without any explanation as to where she got the equipment to do so. OMG, frogs are gross! Ew!
Well, they kinda are. I'm an animal lover, but frogs are where I draw the line.
Then Wednesday goes home with a little pink unicorn hair clip, which apparently brings out her smile. But Wednesday, says Morticia, you don't have a smile. Yeah, because it's not like she ever smiled in the original comics. Oh wait, yes she did! The next day, Morticia has a seance with her late mother and father, the latter of whom is voiced by Martin Short, sounding like he's doing Jimmy Durante. And he says, like you, she'll do the right thing. They was too late. Inka-dinka-doo. Wednesday comes home wearing an adorable pink dress.
Everyone knows pink is a gateway color.
I guess this is supposed to be Wednesday's method of rebelling? But again, otherwise she seems perfectly well behaved, so I have no idea where this is coming from. Or maybe she's just fascinated by this new look because it's new? If that's the case, how about we see her reacting to it? It would be amazing if Wednesday got her own version of What's This, as she sings about the wonders of assimilation. What's this? What's this? The streets are paved with pink? Parker, meanwhile, goes all goth, asking her mother why she can't just let people be different. Her answer? Because it's her calling in life to make everyone the same. Yes, and it's your calling to make everyone the same because... Now would be the point where the villain tries to explain his or her actions, which, while misguided, at least follow some kind of logic.
Maybe she wants order because she's afraid of the unknown hurting her family?
Maybe she's afraid of the dark aesthetic that the Addamses are pushing because she had a bad experience during Halloween when she was a kid?
Maybe she was made fun of when she tried to be different and she's trying to protect her daughter from being ostracized like she was.
But the movie gives us nothing. She's the bad guy because it's just her calling to be the bad guy. Wednesday runs away from home, and rather than Morticia going after her to get her back, the movie just pauses so we can have a sad Shrek moment. Morticia's sad because she lost her baby, instead of just, I don't know, trying to go out and get her. Wednesday is sad because her family doesn't accept her, when she still looks and sounds as bored as ever. Yeah, why don't we see the hair clip actually bring out her smile? Maybe she starts wearing a smile just because she can, you know, trying it on for size. Aren't I pretty, Mother? Why don't you accept me? Gomez and Pugsley are sad because his Berserker training isn't going too well. all while Lurch is playing Everybody Hurts on the piano harpsichord. I'm sorry, but this is stupid! Pugsley needed to actually fail his mazurka, disappointing everyone in the family, instead of him just being worried about disappointing his entire family. And Wednesday needed to actually blow up at Morticia, hurting her more than either of them could have thought possible. Why don't you accept me for who I am? I hate you! You guys didn't earn this sad Shrek moment.
It doesn't make sense, but I liked Lurch singing Everybody Hurts. Lurch has got a killer falsetto.
So the rest of the Addams family arrives to observe Pugsley's mazurka, including Cousin It, played by Snoop Dogg. You can't tell that it's him in any way whatsoever, so casting him was completely pointless.
And I was really looking forward to Cousin It. You wasted him!
Yeah, couldn't they just have him speaking Mignonese or something in his regular voice? Wednesday, meanwhile, hides out at Parker's house, and they discover that her mama actually hid secret cameras all over the houses that she's made over. Why is she doing this? Smiler then shows up and locks them away in Parker's bedroom, and Parker says, I knew I should have picked to live with my dad. And that's when you realize that this movie botches another bit of potential, celebrating the nuclear family. For all of the Addams' weirdness, they're still a perfectly loving, functional family unit. How often can that be said of normal families these days? Anyway, Pugsley performs his mazurka, while Morticia is wearing an entirely red dress. Red makes for a good highlight, but Morticia completely in red is just wrong.
Everyone knows bright colors are for people with no imagination.
Pugsley fails the swordplay portion of his mazurka, but since the idea behind it is to make sure that you're ready to protect your family, he succeeds as he fights off the angry mob led by Smiler with his collection of explosives. Yeah, he can bounce around like Bugs Bunny with perfect hand-eye coordination as he's throwing around these tiny little mines, but doing a little sword dance that every Addams has done for hundreds of years, that's just too much! It goes without saying that Smiler's angry mob is carrying around torches on their cell phones. Get it? Because they're in modern times! Can somebody explain to me why these normal suburbanites have a medieval catapult to throw fireballs at the Addamses? The assault doesn't last long as the normies quickly discover they're just like a normal family. A normal family with bats, giant spiders, carnivorous plants, and literally the devil. Winning over the normies is not going to be this fast a process.
Yeah, what was the trigger for them being recognized as a normal family? Seeing them being rescued by Ichabod the Haunted Tree?
I think it was seeing them hugging each other? Wednesday spills the beans about Smiler's hidden cameras. Everyone turns on her. She starts ranting about how, this is my town! Then her show is cancelled before she can shoot her season finale. But it's not all bad. She's still able to sell a bunch of houses to the extended Addams family. Everyone helps them move in without batting an eye at all the weird stuff that they're bringing into their town. So, hooray, the Addamses are normal. So much so that Smiler is now with Fester. They're a thing now.
Why are they a thing now?
Because... Then the movie ends with a cute little recreation of the opening titles from the original sitcom. This would be a fitting way to end the movie if the rest of it wasn't so... wrong. And the ending credits are all wrong too. They're all bright and flashy and colorful. Why weren't they made to look like Charles Addams cartoons? So yeah, this movie was a major disappointment. The animation was bland, generic, and too cartoony. The jokes aren't funny. The story's as predictable as they come. The original score is... nothing.
I did like some of the songs they included.
And the way that it speaks down to the intelligence of its audience is just plain insulting. You want to watch a good Addams Family movie? Stick with the Barry Sonnenfeld films. Do you have any other closing thoughts, Karamia?
When black cats prowl and pumpkins shine, when shivery shivers run down your spine, when ghosts and goblins ring the chime, beware and be scared. It's Bob Shaween time.
Very well said. See you guys later, and happy Halloween.
Au revoir, mes amis.